Welcome back to my channel, guys. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you some of the fun events that happened this year and kind of doing like a little recap of everything that happened this year. The first thing was the Passion Conference. The Passion Conference was literally so fun. We had a house of like 12 of us, which was definitely a little chaotic at times, but the overall experience was so fun. A few days before the Passion Conference, we got there, and there was a worship night with like a bunch of people from like TikTok and like YouTube and everything. So I got to meet a bunch of people. I met one of my friends live there. Mac was there, and they were just like such sweet people, and I loved meeting them and like kind of like encouraging them that they have been such like an impact on my life. I grew so much closer with all of my friends too, and it was so nice. Like on New Year's Eve we went out and we were like in Ubers and we went out to dinner. We went to different events. We went to the aquarium, which was so cool. It was in Georgia, and I think they have the like biggest aquarium in the US, I'm pretty sure. And then just like being in the house together, eating breakfast with them, dinner, doing Bible studies with them. We had a great time making music in the house with pots and pans. It was just a great time. We had like long conversations. We got really deep with the people that were in the house. And then the Passion Conference itself, the speakers were absolutely amazing. The worship was incredible. I've never felt the Holy Spirit like that, ever. And so like, especially when Carrie Job sang the blessing, everyone just had their hands lifted. And it was just such like an incredible moment where everyone was singing together, and we were like, wow, heaven is going to be just like this, but so much more amplified. We would have dance parties in the house all the time, and it was my first like real trip that I was like with a bunch of my friends. And then it was really cool because there were so many people that we knew that went to the Passion Conference. So we literally were able to like meet up with people every single day that we haven't seen in a long time, which was awesome. And I made some of my like closest friends through the Passion Conference. The next thing is we did 21 days of prayer and fasting through my church, and that was an incredible experience because I literally didn't eat lunch every day for 21 days, and so I would bring a book. I brought one of Christine Cain's books, and I think it was How Did I Get Here or something, and unfortunately I got that book when I was in a season of like dryness, and I feel like that was more when I should have read the book. I ended up reading it in a season where like I wasn't really dealing with that anymore, so it wasn't as enjoyable, but I still learned a lot about Jesus through that book, and I just learned so much of God's character, and fasting and spending time with him during that time was just such a like open door for new experiences. Like people would ask me, hey, what are you reading? Like, why aren't you eating lunch? And just like those questions then get you to talk about Jesus, and that's just like such a good thing when you're in high school, is because that's not normal for a teenager to be just like fasting lunch every day, and to be able to get to say I'm doing this for my relationship with Jesus was just so awesome. And then there was a girl at my school that noticed that I was doing this, and she reached out to me and kind of was like asking me questions like, why do you value this? Like, with everything going on in the world, how do you have faith in Jesus? And I got to talk to her about that, which was an incredible opportunity. The next thing was my baptism. I was baptized this year. When reflecting on the last year, I literally forgot that I was baptized, and I was like, that was this year? Like, it feels like I got baptized like 2 years ago. But I had the honor of being baptized with my friend Natalie and my mom and Cassie. It really was an eye-opening opportunity though, because a few of my friends, like I was kind of like looking around the audience to see if like some of my friends were there, and I didn't see some of them. Little did I know they walked in literally as soon as I was going up, which was like honestly such a miracle, but because I really wanted them to be there and I didn't see them, and I was kind of like disappointed. But then I was like thinking in my head, I was like, this is supposed to be a reflection of my relationship with Jesus, and nobody else matters right now besides Jesus. That was kind of my mindset shift that happened, and they did end up coming, which is awesome. Because all of my friends were there supporting me, which was great. The next thing was competing with dance. This senior season for me was just so awesome. I feel like all of our dances were just incredible. My contemporary dance was to the song I Will Wait, and that just has so many core values and meanings to me, and that's a song I grew up on, so it was just incredible to get to dance to that. And Danielle is such a great choreographer, and every single time we performed that, it just like was amplified, and the relationship between all of the girls and guys in that group was just amazing, and I just felt like it was such a blessing to get to do that dance. And then I had a duo with my friend Haley, and that was super fun. I just got to bond with her so much over the year, and she's one of my best friends. And then I also had a solo. It's super fun just like training and learning on your own and getting that one-on-one time, and just competing in general this year was just so fun, and I really didn't take it for granted because I knew that that was my last year competing, and in the past years I have taken it for granted, so I really just wanted to soak everything in. The next one was my car accident. I got into this a lot more in my last video that talked about my lessons that I learned, so if you want to learn more about my car accident, I'm going to direct you to that video. It's in the description box below. But basically, it was just such an emotional strain on me, and there were so many doctor's appointments, so much with the insurance companies, so much stress, and I just saw Jesus in those moments, and I knew that I could not get through that situation without him. The next one is the Bible study. Josiah, Jordan, and I actually started a Bible study, and that was a great opportunity for leadership, for fellowship. I grew so much closer with my friends through that Bible study, and it was just so interesting, like learning the different perspectives from people, and just having those conversations are so interesting because I like hearing what other people think and kind of like debating it and seeing like, okay, well, what does the Bible say? And it's just very interesting. And we got to invite so many people, and the Bible study grew, and we had like 20 plus people in it at one point, and then like some people started dying off, which was fine, but it was just like incredible to use my mom's basement and like have people together. It was just such like a blessing. And it also taught me a lot about leadership and like pride too. The next one is my relationship with Josiah. We started dating in April of this year. We kind of knew that we wanted to date back in February, but we made it official in April. It's a very complicated topic because I was still in high school, and like he is a little bit older than me, so kind of like the works of that, but we just knew that it was God's timing, and we really felt like we were each other's person. It was really awesome just like being able to date your best friend. It has just been such a blessing to do life with him, communicate and learn about each other. Every day I learn something new about him. Every day I love him so much more. The next one is my Poppop let me drive his car. So he has a yellow hot rod, and he let me drive it for the first time. It was very weird driving it because it's such like a different car, but that was super fun. Puppies! So Josiah's parents had a litter of puppies, and so I got to play with them all the time. They actually had two. They currently have another litter that they're trying to sell to people, but they're just so cute, and I loved playing with them, and it was like I get to play with puppies without actually having to buy one, which was awesome. We went out to dinner to an Italian restaurant with our friends, and that was super fun because I got my hair done that day and it was all curly, and then I did my makeup, and then we got all dressed up wearing fancy dresses, and we went to an Italian restaurant all together, and then we went to a parking garage and just took pictures, and it was super fun. Pittsburg, my dance team went to Pittsburg for a competition, and just hanging out with Abby and Haley and getting to walk around the city, just explore with my parents was super, super fun. Competing was super, super fun. That is always our favorite competition because it's through intensity, I want to say, and their competitions are just amazing and so much fun. And it was my last competition too, which was really sad, but I was just so grateful to get to do it with all my friends. The next one was prom. Oh my gosh, prom was so fun because I got to go with some of my best friends. Josiah got to come with me, which was awesome. I loved my dress. It was just so beautiful, and I'm still obsessed with that dress to this day. The next thing is Josiah and I's first date. So he planned a whole day of fun activities for us to do, and it was so fun. In the morning, We got up. We had a full weekend of like events. First it was prom, then the next day we went to Hershey Park, then the next day after that it was our date. So we got up, we went to Wawa, we got some smoothies, then we went hiking, and then at the top of this hiking trail he put out a hammock and we sat in the hammock and did a Bible study. And then we just kind of like talked for a while. It was so funny because there were no bathrooms in the woods, so I had to go to the bathroom. And I ended up peeing on myself. And I tried hiding it with my like tie or whatever. It wasn't a lot, it was just a little bit. But it was so funny. And like it was our first date, so that was just like super awkward. Then we were just sitting up there and this guy brings this huge like case and starts setting something up. And we were like, what the heck? And he was DJing up on top of the hill, like on this hiking trail. And we were like, what is going on? And Josiah made a joke and he was like, yeah, I hired a DJ for our date. And I was like, oh my gosh, shut up. And then after hiking, then we went to my house and, well, we both separated and then we got changed. And he bought us this couples tube. It was 2 tubes together. And then we got in our bathing suits. We went tubing. It was so fun. The water was the perfect temperature. When we were going into the water, he like went down first and he was like, it's a little slippery, be careful. And I saw another route and I was like, okay, this looks a lot better, like it doesn't look as slippery. And I was like, I'm gonna go this way like a smart person. And the second I stepped down, I slip and fall right on my butt and I'm covered in mud in my bathing suit. And he was like, just get in the tube, it's fine. It was just so funny because I thought I was like gonna be smarter and go the other way, but it did not end up working like that. And then after we went tubing, we got dressed up all fancy and then we drove to the Melting Pot, which is this restaurant where you basically cook your own food. You get like a fondue, like a cheese fondue, you get dessert, and then you cook a bunch of meats. And it was very, very fun. We were there for 2 hours. And it was just really good, like, quality one-on-one time. The next one is graduation. I literally can't even believe that I graduated this year. This year has been, like, the longest and most packed year ever. I feel like so much happened this year. So many life changes. Graduation was super awesome. It flew by. It was raining during our graduation. I definitely feel like I was just like ready to like be graduated, but it was honestly really sad like leaving. I loved my high school and all of my friends and everything. I still keep in touch with them, so it's fine. The next one was committing to the college that I'm at right now, and that was huge because they have a PT program that I absolutely love, and that was the main reason that I'm going there. My major is physical therapy, and so I really wanted to go to that school. And I kind of was just like praying about it because I was like, God, I have never asked you about my major. I never really relied on you to like pick the school for me. I kind of just like did it on my own without like including him in it. And so like I was praying like, if you want me to do something else, please like show that to me before I go to school because I really just want to know. And I felt complete peace over it. And like I love my school where I'm at right now, and it was just like such a blessing that I'm there because it's literally everything that I wanted. The next thing is my friend Neeti moved this year, and my friend Jordan actually, they did YWAM, and that was super sad seeing them leave. We took Neeti to the airport. We took her at like 2 a.m. in the morning. It was absolutely insane, but I'm so glad that she asked us to do it, and I was happy to do that and say bye to her before she left. Senior week was the next one. Senior week was a week after graduation. It was a little hectic having the amount of people in my house that we had. It was my grandma's place at the beach, so I was kind of stressed at the beginning of the week because I wanted everything to go smoothly and I didn't want like mess, and I know how my grandparents are and I didn't want to like disrespect them or anything, so I wanted everything to be clean and I didn't want anyone to like leave trash everywhere or like make a mess. There were a lot of curveballs throughout senior week. It was definitely a difficult vacation, but it was also a lot of fun. I grew a lot with my friends and with Josiah and learned a lot about each other. It was still an overall very fun experience. The next one was being a senior rep. Desiree Ortman Photography is a great senior photography company, and I had the blessing of being one of her senior reps. Through her photography company, me and a bunch of other girls were able to do photo shoots one-on-one with her and also get a discount for our senior session, which was awesome. I definitely recommend if you have a photographer in your area that does like a senior rep, definitely sign up for it. It was the best experience ever. I got to do a little modeling, which was so fun, meet some really awesome people, and it was just such a fun experience. It was definitely not what I thought it was going to be. I thought modeling was going to be a little bit different than it was, but I still had a great time and it was really enjoyable. It was also so fun going to different grad parties over the summer and celebrating my friends and having my friends come to mine. It was just like such a fun season and I loved just like celebrating each other. I went to my first drive-in movie this year, which was so much fun. Josiah, me, his brother Donnie, and Bridget, they came with us, and Donnie brought a mattress in the back of his truck, and then we like leaned it up against the truck and we were just laying on the mattress watching the movie, and it was just so fun. We snuck some food in there and we were trying to be very secretive about like eating the food. We watched Top Gun Maverick and it was just really hot, so we didn't stay for the second movie. They were doing a double feature, but I've always wanted to do that. I thought it was so cool, especially when like people would bring like their hot rods and stuff to drive-in movies, and it was just a great experience. The next one is going to the beach with my parents and Josiah. That was so fun because that was the first vacation that Josiah came to our family vacation, which was awesome. I bought my first longboard, which was so fun, and I just love my longboard so much. That was definitely a purchase that I do not regret buying. It was just so fun, like waking up and Josiah being in the room next to me or whatever and having breakfast with him every day. The next one is Longwood Gardens. I've never been to Longwood, but we went this year because my friend had like a bunch of free tickets, which was awesome. My friend Gabe took a bunch of pictures of Josiah and I, and we look like we're from like 90s and we're like your parents. Longwood is so beautiful. They did a light show and it was just, oh my gosh, it was incredible. It was raining kind of the whole time and we got there kind of late. We went like in the evening, so we only had a few hours, but we didn't cover everything in Longwood, but it was still very, very cool. The next one, we went to the Driver Era concert. It was my friend Haley and I. That was so fun. She had never been. I have been last year, but this was my second Driver Era concert. They just put on a great show, and it was so awesome seeing her like freak out about like seeing Ross Lynch because we both have the fattest crush on him. They just put on a great show, and if you are looking for a good concert, definitely go to the Driver Era. The next one was before all of my friends and I left for college. We went to a Target parking lot and we just longboarded. We ran through Target and it was just really fun. We got snowballs. That was a really fun like send-off for everyone, and I have missed them so much. So I just saw them yesterday and it was awesome getting to spend a lot of time with them. The next one, which is so exciting, I've always wanted to ride on a train, and Josiah, for one of our dates before I left for college, he took us on a train ride, which was so fun. It was very like anticlimactic because it was going like 5 miles an hour the whole time and we were just looking at cornfields, but it was still very cool, and I'm very grateful that he took me on that because it was so fun. He surprised me with it, and we pulled up and he was like, look, and I like looked and I was like, no way, we're going on a train ride, and I was just so excited. The next train ride we have to do is in Colorado because apparently their train rides are like absolutely amazing. The next one is our beach trip with Donnie and Bridget. Josiah and I went with them and it was so fun. We went for a long weekend. We played a bunch of games, bonded together. We went out to dinner. We tried our favorite tacos ever. We went to the beach. We went mini golfing. It was just so fun, and I loved like bonding with his family. The next one was moving in for college. Oh my gosh, that was the most stressful thing ever just because of the anticipation. Once I was at college, I was completely fine because I was surrounded by people. I was settled there. But like the week leading up to going to college was so hard. I was crying like every day because I was leaving Josiah, I was leaving my parents. I just like honestly really didn't want to go because it was just such a big like shift in my life. Luckily, my college kept us very busy the first few days and didn't really give us any time to relax and be homesick. Navigating long distance has been definitely a challenge, but Josiah and I have worked through that. And we see each other almost every weekend, which has been awesome. And just like prioritizing him like along with school has been kind of like difficult, but once I kind of recognized that I was prioritizing school over him, I kind of like changed some things. But it's definitely important to prioritize your relationship. And then they also had like root beer floats for us. They had people doing dance moves. They had milkshakes for us. There's a dog named Henry that goes around the school, and we get to pet him all the time, so that's always really fun. The weekend after I got to school, we had a wedding, so I drove back home. We went to Taylor's wedding. That was super fun because it was my first wedding with Josiah, and we got to just dance together and be around all of our friends, and it was so fun. The next one at college was the Scavenger Hunt. So through Disciple Makers, which is a Christian club at my school, we did this fun scavenger hunt. We split up into teams and we went throughout the whole college to kind of like try to navigate things and find hints and everything. And so that was really fun. My team was awesome, and just the pictures that we took were absolutely crazy and so fun. So that was a super fun experience, just like bonding with the people. My school is really big about service to other people, so I got to do a lot of fun opportunities. Like we went to a food pantry and we were like boxing up food and everything, and that was really cool because it was like a free grocery store, so the people came in, they got a ticket if they were eligible, and then they would just shop for all of their food, which was so incredible, getting to like see the customers that come in. It was a very like humbling experience. And then there are some like service activities on campus, and then I also went to the AIDS warehouse in PA, and they basically ship cargoes of things to like Africa and places east of us, and that was really cool to experience because they opened up to us and said that the people in faraway countries that have AIDS, they aren't able to get resources. One of the stories that they told us is we were making like reusable pads for them for when girls are on their menstrual cycle, and they told us that girls will literally miss weeks of school every month because they can't go to school when they're on their period because they don't have products that can like absorb anything. And so we were making those, and it was just like so humbling because knowing that we were like making a difference on like their life and their education was just amazing. They told us a story about how one of the mothers was gifted that by them, and she like started crying, and she was like, you don't know the impact that this has on my family, which is just like an awesome experience. We also did mini golf through Disciple Makers, which was really fun because I got to bond with the people in Disciple Makers more. I had my first birthday on campus, which was really fun. It was also like kind of sad also because it was my first birthday that I wasn't able to spend with my family or Josiah. They did end up coming up to campus. Josiah went hiking with me, and then my parents went out to dinner and like ice cream and everything. On my birthday, my friends at school, my new friends, they made it very special for me. One of my friends made me cinnamon rolls. A bunch of people brought me candy and like little notes. And I just loved that, and it was so fun just feeling the love from the people in my community. The next thing was Fall Fest. Our school does this like fall event where you decorate pumpkins, take pictures, and it's just like basically like a huge fall event. And that was really fun getting to hang out with my friends. The next thing is Lock 12. So this is a hiking spot in PA, I believe. And so we went there with my friends Haley and Riley. It was so cool just like hiking. We did a lot of exploring, and we got to the top of this like big like rocky mountain, and we were like, this would be such a fun place to hike. Not hike, camp. If we were to like set up like hammocks and stuff and camp up there, that would be so much fun. The next one was Pep Rally. Pep Rally was so fun. I actually wasn't at school for homecoming because I went home that weekend. People on homecoming court were doing like little skits and like dances, and the sports teams did dances, and that was just so entertaining to watch. I was able to host my friends for breakfast, and Josiah, we cooked breakfast together, which was so much fun, like cooking with him. He did most of it though, like he is such a good cook. We were able to serve our friends and welcome them into my home and just like make breakfast for them, and it was so fun because we hadn't seen each other in a while. And so making breakfast for them was just so fun. We went to a Mount Joy concert. Josiah has never been to a concert, so it was awesome getting to take him to his first concert, and his favorite band is Mount Joy. And then the Brook and the Bluff opened for them, and I personally like them a lot. So that was super fun getting to see them, and it was such a chill concert. The only thing that we hated was there were girls behind us that were drunk, and they kept bumping into us and like rubbing their bodies all over us. and we were like, literally get off, and they were trying to get up to our spot because we were at the railing. And we were like, can you not do that? And that kind of like ruined the half part of the concert, but it was just like so annoying. And people around us were getting so agitated by them. The next one, so while we were at the Mount Joy concert, it was in Washington, D.C., and we stayed with one of my friends that lives there. That was super fun. He took us to a speakeasy. We like literally entered this random like ramen restaurant and then go down in the basement, and there's this speakeasy of like light shows, everyone just like having a ball and like partying and stuff. That was super fun. It was super late. It was like 1 a.m. when we were going there, and I was just like so tired, but it was also really, really fun. And then we went to church with him, and because he works at a church, and it was in this big theater, and then Drake showed us the dressing room because a lot of like famous people do shows there, and then we just did like a tour. We went to the art museum, and that was super fun, and just like walked around DC with him. It was awesome. The next one was Halloween. I did a group costume this year. It was me, my roommate, and Josiah, and we did the Scooby gang. That was the first like Halloween costume where I was like, it was super easy, very inexpensive, and it looked amazing. There's this really awesome donut shop at school, and it's called Fresh Donuts, and their donuts are literally so good, and it was so fun getting to go there like almost every weekend and buying donuts. We had a Thanksgiving dinner at my college, which was so fun because they literally set up a whole like catering setup. They fed us and like served us Thanksgiving dinner, and it was just so fun, like, eating that food and, like, being with people. I had Friendsgiving at my house, which was really fun, being able to host people. We all played games and we had dinner. Everyone brought something, which was super fun because I got to taste, like, everything else, and all of the pressure wasn't on me to, like, make everything for everyone. We got another bunny this year. My mom bought another bunny, which was super, super cute. I haven't played with them that much, but we had Penelope, and now we have Peter. Or I think his name is just Pete. Pete and Penelope. And my mom's obsessed with them, and they're very, very cute. Another fun thing that we did this year was have movie nights at my friend Julia's house. So Erin, Julia, and I would just watch movies at Julia's house. We would also go over to the guys' apartment and play games and everything. We played Let's Get Deep, Friends Edition. And that was super fun, just like learning more about everyone. One of Josiah and I's recent dates was we went to Wrightsville, and that's in PA. We kind of just explored. We went to the John Wright restaurant. We went to this like farmer's market, but there weren't like much food there. There was this piano, and Josiah played the piano, which was super cute. There were these younger boys that were there that were also playing, which was super fun. And we went to this antique shop, which was super cute. And then we also play this game sometimes where we're driving, and then we just pick like turn left, turn right, or whatever, and we alternate. And so for one of my turns, I said go straight, and Josiah was like, yeah, that's probably smart. Like, I see a lot of people like coming from this area, and everywhere else in this area was like dead. And so we went straight, and we come across this like Christmas market, and we're like, what the heck? And they had this full-on, like, Santa was there. They had, like, a corn barn. They had, like, vendors everywhere. They had, like, a high school band come in and play. And it was just so much fun just being there. And we were like, how cool is this that we were just driving around and found this? I love when stuff like that happens because it's like so random, but it's like also so fun. Last but not least was my study groups that I had this year. It was literally so fun being able to study with people. And that sounds so crazy, but like being in a group and studying is so much more fun. Just talking with people and getting to know people and studying with them is just so much fun. So I recommend if you're in college, definitely do a study group, because it will help you a lot and it will also be a lot more enjoyable. I guess that wasn't last but not least. I mean, I didn't write anything else on this list, but 2 days ago, my friends came over for a Christmas party, and we invited people that like we don't necessarily hang out with that much, and we did like a takeout night, so everyone brought their own food, and we played a bunch of games, which was super fun. We played Incoherent, which is like this game where you like say something and your team has to like guess what you're saying. And we played Villainous, which Erin absolutely loved. It was awesome just like being with all my friends after we all got out from college and before the Christmas season. Alright, that is all that I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this little recap. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you in my next video.